What is good, Spurs Nation? It's your boy Clan, the Spurs fan once again. And today I wanted to do something a little bit different, okay? Everybody been asking me, and when I say everybody, I mean, I literally do mean everybody. I at least got this once from most people that follow me or anybody on Instagram or anything like that. And a lot of people want me to give you my thoughts on what I think the Spurs roster should be. Like what moves do I think we should make? What, different free agents should we get? Who should we trade? And honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't want to do anything with trades because that can get kind of muddy and saying, oh, I want us to do this and I want us to do that. Because oftentimes the Spurs don't trade players. It's very rare. So I wanted to think of something that could be obviously realistic, but also something that might be a little bit thinking outside the box and a little bit differently. So starting right off the bat, I'm going to start with the draft picks, and then I'm going to go into free agents and who I think we should get as far as a free agent. So starting with the draft picks, I genuinely do believe that the San Antonio Spurs, with their first pick, should go with Usman Garuba, if I'm saying that name right. All right, so if we're looking at the pros and cons of this guy, with the 12th overall pick, he's projected right here. It says about prospects 20. I've been seeing a lot of lists where he's projected around about 15. But his pros: decent low post score, excels at scoring on off ball motion plays, adequate playmaker for his size, good rebounder, solid defender. Now these are the three things actually that I want to talk about the most. Four things: the very good motor, the good athlete, the shot blocking, and the solid defense. This dude is a monster, okay? Sitting at 6'8", he is a monster on the defensive end. If you look up any highlights of this dude, that's going to be the number one highlight, is his defense. So this is definitely a guy that I think will fit in with our group very well. And also similar to Devin Vassell and, kind of the trend in which the Spurs are going in right now, I feel like he'll play in no time. Like we'll get to that in a minute as far as who my starting lineup and bench players are and all that good stuff. Now, number two. Now this is going to be around, I think we get maybe like the 52nd, I forget. But this guy right here, if I can say this right, Gabriele Procida, okay? This is definitely a player that I was looking at when we're talking about sharpshooters and needing a guy to, be a scorer. That's his main thing. That's what he's really good at. He's okay at defense, average athlete, but that's not what I'm looking at. What I really care about, I don't even care about the off the dribble scoring. Just he's a solid shooter and he's really good from deep. This is a guy that I definitely want to grab. He can play shooting guard, maybe even small forward, but for the most part, you're probably going to put him as shooting guard. He's from Italy. Like you can see, he's very lightweight. But the main thing I wanted to focus on here is him being a solid shooter, because we know that we need a deep range shooter, like that easy. Like we all know that that's what we need, right? All right. Now, we're going to get a little controversial. All right. We're going to get a little controversial. And before we do that, I brought up here what our team looks like. All right. And this is assuming that DeMar DeRozan is gone. That's why I put question marks here. Like, who's going to fill this role? DeMar DeRozan, he can walk. I'm assuming that we won't bring back Rudy Gay. I want to bring back Patty Mills, so I left him on our list here. And then right here, this is where Trey Lyles was, and we can all assume that he won't be here, okay? Now, this is how much money, as far as I calculated. If I'm wrong, please leave in the comments, say, Clan, you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about. But this right here is how much money that we're going to have to spend, especially if we just let DeMar DeRozan just go, Rudy Gay's just gone. And, this is the money that could go into Patty Mills as well. But this is how much money we're going to have left over, and we're not going to be paying LA anymore. So this is about the total that I got. Now, with that being said, now the question is, who fills these spots? Okay, these three spots right here. And I have an answer for you. So let me show you who I think should fill the role. Starting with, actually, I'm going to start with the DeMar DeRozan role. All right, so who should feel that? And honestly, I genuinely mean this. I think that who would be best suited for this will be Tim Hardaway Jr. He's a shooting guard. He shoots exceptionally well. He's aggressive, good defender. This is perfect, okay? Not only is he all these things that I mentioned, but he's also in Dallas, which isn't that far away. He's in Texas, so he probably doesn't even have to move. So I just think it's a really good look. And with all the trauma that's going on right now with Luka, they're about to give Luka a big contract. And if Tim Hardaway Jr. wants a huge contract as well, why not come to San Antonio? Right now, as you can see, he's making about 19, and after his playoff run, I mean, we can probably project that he's gonna be asking for some big bucks, okay? And we can provide that. So, if you look at their roster right now, Kristaps Porzingis, it's going to be really hard for them to kind of get rid of Kristaps. So I'm just going to assume that Kristaps is still there. I'm sure they're going to try to bring back JJ for Luka, but you're going to want to just have guys around Luka. Tim Hardaway Jr., I don't know if he's going to be able to fit the mold, especially with Porzingis getting paid so much, and then Luka basically getting ready to get a pretty nice chunk contract for the future. So I think that Tim Hardaway Jr. would be perfect for our squad. So filling that role, like I said, I would have Tim Hardaway Jr. Okay, and as I said, Rudy Gay, I say kumbaya to you, and I take Usman right here. Okay, Usman Garuba. Now, this is where we get a little controversial. Okay, this is where you're gonna really hate me, and you're gonna say, "Clan, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut the f up. I'm unsubscribing to your channel." All right, that's what's about to happen. Now, this is who I want, and don't yell at me. Don't tell me I'm stupid. Well, you can tell me I'm stupid. That's fine. But this is who I want. As you can see, Andre Drummond. I know. Everybody's saying Andre Drummond's trash. I can hear the comments right now. What are you talking about, Clan? He's trash. He's not a good player. He played like trash with the Lakers. Look, Jakob Poeltl doesn't have anybody to help him. We need a center. Nor do I want to spend a lot of money for a center. This guy right now, he was making a minimum. He was making less than $1 million. Now, with that being said, if you look here, who would you rather have, Andre Drummond or Trey Lyles? Andre Drummond is a good rebounder. I don't know why people do this, but he is a good defender. He even got one of the votes, like one of the number one votes, and then people complained about it, but he got one of the number one votes for defensive player of the year. Didn't get it because Giannis got it, obviously. Giannis got like 74 votes. But with that being said, the dude can play defense. He's a good rebounder, and not only that, he actually wants, as you can see here, he wants to focus on defense. This is a quote from, I think, about a year ago. This is when he was with Cleveland. He said, "It really is all on me to be the defensive anchor for this team, and I can do it. I know I can. Just taking the assignment and being willing to do it." Popovich focuses on defense heavily, okay? So him being with the San Antonio Spurs would help. He's with a lot of defensive-minded players. If we have Usman, defensive-minded, DeJounte Murray, defensive-minded, Derek White, defensive-minded, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Jakob Poeltl, all these guys play tremendous defense. You add Andre Drummond to your team for not that much money. Why not? And honestly, he's not going to get that much money wherever he goes, okay? So if we can offer him that $5 million, why wouldn't he take it? That's pretty good. Now, so those are kind of my main picks here. Now, as you scroll down, as you can see a little bit more of, where my mindset is with this. Hopefully you guys can see it. But where my mindset is this with this is a few of these guys obviously going to be in the G League. Daquan Jeffries, I don't know much about him. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm a bad Spurs fan. I don't know about him, but I'm assuming G League. Trey Jones, G League. Now, the ones I don't know what to do with is Drew Eubanks and Gorgie Dang. I just don't know where to go with those two for the future. But I think that's not really a big deal. Now, this is what my starting lineup would look like. Okay, so you got DeJounte Murray at point guard, defensive minded, good passer, getting better at the mid-range shot, phenomenal talent. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. He's an alpha dog. He's gonna want to eat. You know, he's a bad man. So I really do think that this will work out pretty well having him here. He fits right in with a DeJounte Murray. Now, this is where it gets a little like, oh, would the Spurs do this? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But this is just wishful thinking on my end. Usman Garuba at the small forward position will be pretty nasty. Okay, I think that he's NBA ready right off the bat. He's fast. He's versatile as far as his speed and everything. He's versatile as far as his mind state and his defensive prowess. And Keldon Johnson, we know what he can do it even at the power forward position. And then Andre Drummond. Look, guys, no one will be getting an offensive rebound on us. It's going to be extraordinarily hard for you to score. Now, as you can see here, the biggest question now is, can Tim Hardaway Jr. be that shooter? Because we definitely need that shooter. Now, I'm hoping, as you can see from our bench here, I would bring back Patty Mills. I think I said that already. But Lonnie Walker, I'm just praying that he makes a big jump forward and maybe he can get quite a few minutes and be that shooter for us. But that might be kind of unlikely for him to be just a straight up shooter. So with that being said, the guy, actually, I don't know where. Okay, it must have got deleted. But here, I'll show you. That's why I'm banking on getting this fellow. That's why I'm banking on getting him, because maybe he can grow in the G League, get a little bit better at other facets of his game, and come in and eventually be that sharpshooter even with Luka. So that's basically my whole mind state, like the way that I'm looking at the team, the way I would like for us to go going forward. And I don't think that is necessarily a bad look. I mean, that's just me. Tell me what you think. If you think that this was silly in any way, I'm sure a lot of people are not going to like the Andre Drummond pick. But that's just how I think about it. I think that at the end of the day, when you're the San Antonio Spurs, okay, you have to bank on what you do well, okay? And these guys help that. Now, you also got to focus on what you don't do well. And what we don't do well right now, in my opinion, would be outside shooting. So Tim Hardaway is a big upgrade from DeMar DeRozan as far as outside shooting. But at the end of the day, that is going to be a gaping hole for us. But this team has went into games this season where they could put up 120, 130, 140 points going into overtime. Like, this team can put up points even without having three-point shooters. So this will only make us better. Andre Drummond, a Usman. I just think that these guys all put together will be a beautiful mwah to what this team is trying to become. And in the midst of all this, we just hope and pray that a Devin Vassell or a Lonnie Walker or DeJounte Murray will come out of the bushes and become a star or become somewhat of a superstar. I think a lot of us kind of expect Keldon to possibly do that. But if this goes all well, like just the way that I'm thinking about it, the way that I have it set up, if this goes the way that I want it, we could have, right now it doesn't look like it, but this could be a low-key super team. I'm gonna put star next to the people that have the potential to be a star, okay? Obviously, Tim Hardaway is a star, excuse me again. He has potential to be a star. We're going to leave Andre Drummond there. Derek White, I think he got his ceiling. I love Derek White, but he got his ceiling. Star. And Lonnie is in. I'm going to leave Lonnie just there. But we have a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 guys that have the potential to be a star. And then we have one guy that definitely is already shown that he's a star. So, yeah. So tell me what you think. Like, do you like this lineup? Do you think that it's silly? Do you think that it's possible? That's a question. Is it possible? But yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate the love. I get with you guys later. Until next time, deuce.